Okay, I'd like to call to order this regular meeting of the Darien Board of Selectmen for Monday, May 5th, 2025. Thank you for coming. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have one issue to discuss in executive session. Could I please get a motion to go into executive session? Mike moves, Marcy seconds. All in favor? About 10 minutes. Oh, there's Sarah Newman.
Keep walking.
Keep walking. Okay. Next up is a presentation on a potential redesign of the town flag. Mr. Harris Cavanna. Harris?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sorry, I'll skip. Ooh, I might need your passcode.
Back in the executive session for that one.
And I just press.
The little screen thing that's at the bottom of the PowerPoint.
Thank you. Slideshow. Yeah.
There you go.
I have to see if there's a check for
All yours.
All right. Hello, Board of Selectmen. My name is Harris Cavanna, and I come to you today to present an update on my initiative to possibly redesign the town flag. So, just for what's been going on, just some context. So, in spring of 2024, me and Mr. Zagrodzky had been meeting, and I drew up some initial sketches of what I would like in a town flag, and I sent them off to a graphic designer, and they gave me some great designs, and they gave me 8. So in December, I presented to you guys asking to continue this initiative and really get this started, and I got the go-ahead. So I sent through the town's newsletter. I sent out a survey with the 8 new designs in the original flag, and I asked each respondent. We had over 800 respondents, not 8, and I had each person rate the flags from 1 being that they hate it to 10 that they love it, and I averaged all those scores together, and I got a 1 singular score for each flag. And there was also a comment section where people left all types of comments, from great to not so great to I like this design but I don't like this, or I got a lot of great suggestions. So with that, with all the suggestions and seeing which flags has performed well and which ones didn't, and some of my own ideas, I made some more sketches and sent them off to the graphic designer, and they came back with even more designs. So I took the 4 highest scoring flags on the first survey, including the original flag, which actually scored 4th out of all the 8. So 3 of my designs scored higher than the original one. And I took those, and I took some of the designs, and I put them on a second survey. And we sent that out. We got about 500 responses, which is great turnout. And there was one question saying, "Do you support this initiative?" Because we got a lot of great data on the first one about the individual designs, but I was curious to see whether or not this was supported. So as you can see, it was a majority, but slight majority, and I guess you guys can probably attest to that a lot of things in politics and flags, and I mean not flags, but pretty close margins. So with that, and with the second survey, me and Mr. Zagrodzky decided to sort of go on a publicity tour, if you would. So I had an interview on TV 79, and I also recently met with a woman from the Darien Times, and so with that, I wanted to get these 3 designs out to the public. So these were the top scoring original flags of my design that were on the initial survey. So with that, we actually printed them out, and for a short period, about less than a day, we flew them out there on the flagpoles. And out of these 3 designs, I think that the first one, the blue one, translated the best to on flagpoles, sort of the real life. I think sort of, I don't know, I just think that it's more visually appealing in a real world scenario than the other two. So with all of that, I just want some clarification information. So I am not here today to propose taking this initiative down the path of doing more surveying, because I think that we saw a lot of trends and we got a lot of great data, but I think that we have enough data to sort of go off of it from the surveys, and I think we've had sufficient press coverage enough for where people who are interested in the project and who really read town news can get a grasp of what's going on with this initiative. So Mrs. McNally's suggestions, or so you guys could vote to fly the top 3 flags, which were these, up on the flagpoles for about 2 to 3 months, and just to get additional public input, sort of getting the idea out there without doing another survey and sort of getting repetitive results. Or also consider a vote to formally change the flag later on in a few months or so. Nothing has to be rushed. This is a flag for like 22,000 people, so the more public input, the better. And maybe some also additional presentations to other boards like the Board of Finance, RTM, just again to get more people, just get more town government informed about the whole process. And as a side note, I'm not recommending that we get rid of the town emblem. I do like the design of it, and I think it's a great town symbol, but I think that the flag can also be a different town symbol that people can rally behind. So that is my presentation.
Could you just put the photo of the 3 foot? Yeah, I just wanted to look at that first.
Oh, yeah.
Harris, there's a button at the very bottom, very, very
Oh,
top.
that's right. I'm
You
sorry.
can actually play it.
Here's a video. It's a windy day.
It's very windy today.
Yeah, well.
Well, it's better than you
No
can see the
way.
flag out, not
Yeah.
like hanging, so it's better. Did the blue and white one surprise you? You said it looked more visual.
Yeah, I mean, Mrs. Zagrodsky, he told me that he printed them out and said, "Oh, come over to my office. I want to show you them." And I showed up, and they were flying out there, and it was awesome.
That's cool. That's
And
cool.
It was actually.
yeah,
I didn't tell him.
and that one just really stood out to me. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it was I wasn't anticipating it either. I like that one as well, just because it pops a little bit. If you look at the order of the flags that we typically fly, so as you come up to Town Hall, the U.S. flag is actually the first one.
This is for the, no.
Zoning is downstairs in the auditorium.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Sorry. It's okay.
So the U.S. flag would be the first flag that comes in. The state flag would be in the middle, and the town flag would be on the right. Is where is the order they fly in. So just the contrast to that darker blue, I think, with the more medium blue, the state flag, and the fact that it's just from a distance is visually more appealing. Because one of the issues with the current flag is just an emblem with a white background, and the other two have different emblems or symbols. They're not bad, but it's still on a white background. It's like just in terms of the difference. Right. I was surprised. I mean, it just looks better when you put it up on a pole, right? I mean, Sarah, what do you think?
I might agree. It's interesting because on the slide, I liked the green circle, the one that was just visually just what it appealed to me, but you can't see that detail when it's very high, but you can definitely see the blue and white, and it is appealing, and tying in with the stripes on our flag and then the blue of the state flag. I'm sure it would look very nice.
Monica, what do you think?
Hey, Harris, couple of thoughts. One is, when is your Darien Times interview?
So my guess is it should be out later this week. I mean, I interviewed over the weekend, so.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they've asked to talk to me to comment on all that, so I'm talking to Molly tomorrow, but she'll have that article out in the paper Thursday.
And then I think giving the public a chance to see this live, another idea would be maybe fly it at Weed this summer. Because as much as we love our residents and love to see them, thanks for coming, Chris, but we're probably going to get more viewership at Weed Beach than Town Hall. So maybe make another one.
Yeah.
That would be my
Good
thought.
idea.
Yeah. Marcy?
No, I agree. I also do think I like the contrasting blue and dark blue. In terms of getting a lot of input, I wonder if we could bring the school kids in to bring some votes in, maybe after we've flown it all summer, they get back to school in the fall, if we engage some of our community kids to kind of give some input, maybe have a tally in school or some way to incorporate democracy into their sort of curriculum. Could be an idea.
That's possible. Mr. Burke?
Yeah, I think the contrasting, colors is a must, because the other two flags, while I like those designs, and I like the green, it just gets, washed on a white background like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the green actually the best. I thought the middle one, I felt like it was sinking into the water. But flying, it's
That looks a lot
different.
Yeah,
better.
it's different.
Right.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, so why don't we do this? We'll vote to temporarily change this or start to fly this proposed flag immediately. Although you got to bring it back because that's the only copy I
Yeah,
have.
it's hanging in my basement.
It's hanging in his basement. So when you bring that back, what we'll do is get those guys to fly it, and then I'll order a couple of 3 more copies. So we've got, in fact, I'll get a couple, 3 copies of each, and we'll throw the blue one out there and let's see what happens at Town at Wheat Beach. Does it fly anywhere else? I don't think it does.
Don't think so.
I think there's
No.
a pear tree, isn't there?
There is a pear tree, yep.
Okay, we could run it up there.
Yeah,
All
but
right, we'll do that. That sounds
There's a
good?
pole at Cherry Lawn, do they just take care of that? They fly their own, they take care of the flag over there, in front of the Nature Center.
Oh, is it? Oh.
There's a flagpole there.
I think that's.
But I think they do
that's-
that.
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
theirs.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so let's do that. We'll go fly that blue flag. Let's fly it
Sounds
out
good.
here for this month. We'll put it up at Wheat Beach, and then let's revisit this in a month or so and see what input. I'll also mention in my newsletter, and I'll mention in the article when Molly calls me that says that we're voting tonight to actually fly this, which is why I wanted to call her tomorrow. And we'll go take a look, take pictures, let us know what you think, and let's,
But we're just flying it. We haven't voted to
yeah,
officially.
we're not going to vote to officially change it. It's not on fire, but now we can get that out there and let people take a look.
Great.
Sounds
Okay.
good. Thank
Sound
you.
good?
Good job,
Harris, anything
Harris.
else?
Nice job, Harris.
All right,
Thank
good job, Harris. That's great. All right.
Do you want me to close out of this?
Just hit this, yeah, that's all you got to do. All right, excellent.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. All right, thanks, Harris.
Night.
Okay, Jennifer, any public comments?
No.
There are no public comments. All right, a few items for new business. First one, discuss and take action on a request to accept a donation of a sedan from At Home In Darien. Mr. Chris Jones is here to assist in the presentation of that. Jennifer.
This is similar to what we did a few months ago when they got a van, but in this case, they are looking for a sedan. They have an aging vehicle. They've been able to do a few repairs, but it is limping along, and then they're in the process of looking for another vehicle. The Darien Foundation has committed to providing a grant of $40,000. The estimated cost for the sedan is up to about $45,000, and At Home in Darien will make up the difference over what the foundation grant is. The reason we have to do this is because while the vehicles are used by At Home, they are registered to the town and insured by the town, so we have to formally accept them. And they don't have the exact car yet, but we are moving this up because it does have to go to RTM, and they meet on June 9th, and then they won't be meeting again until September, and we want them to be able to register the car as soon as they get it.
Is the old one being traded in?
No, so we did some repairs on the old one, and that's on the road right now. And hopefully with the new vehicle, the other sedan is going to be used as a backup. Because right now we're using the handicap van as our second vehicle, and there are people who don't necessarily need it. So it's not that comfortable. So we'll have the main new sedan, and then the other sedan as a backup as long as we can keep it on the road without putting much more money in. When Brian works on the car at the garage, and when we took it in, we had problems in the fall, and I took it to Chrysler, and they're going to charge $6,000. Took it to Vernal's, they had a much lower estimate, and I took the estimate to Brian. He said, don't put the money into that car. It's got about 100,000 miles, but he said hard miles because we keep the car running all day long. So he says like some of the police fleet, the 100,000 miles is more like 200. He said 250. I don't know, but so we'll keep the other sedan, and kind of use that as long as we can as a second sedan.
So do you feel that are you going to use the other one in addition to the new one? In other words, do you actually need 2 cars?
So 3 days now, we have 2 of our part-time drivers on the road. So the demand for rides has really increased. Last year, we did 4,300 one-way rides. This year, on pace for 5,000. So, yeah, we may even go to 4 days with a with a second driver. So I think we're going to definitely need those 2 sedans as much as possible without putting too much burden on the old 2015.
Okay.
Other questions for Chris, Jennifer? Okay. Could I get a motion, please, to accept a donation of a sedan from At Home Darien? Monica moves, Sarah seconds, all in favor? Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Great, thank you all.
Okay, next item, discuss and take action on a request to approve the Run with the Saints. Jennifer?
This is a request. The sponsoring organization is St. Luke's. I believe they've done this for several years. The event is planned for November 2nd, and it'll be a 5K run and a 1-mile walk.
Yeah, we've done this for multiple times in the past, haven't we? So
Years.
Yep.
no major changes, it's the same.
Yes.
Anyway, well, I applaud everybody for doing these types of things. I mean, they're inevitably for good causes. It brings the community out to get involved. It's just, it's one of many, many of these things that we do, and every time somebody does it, I'm grateful. So thanks to everybody who's spent time organizing this.
You're going to run in it?
I might hobble in it or require orthopedic surgery, but yes, I could.
It's a 1-mile walk, too. You
Okay.
don't necessarily need to run.
Okay, all right,
That's a
well,
shot.
thank goodness, I can do that. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the request for the Run with the Saints this year? Marcy moves, Mike seconds, all in favor? Good. Third and last new business item, discuss and take action on placement of tables, chairs, umbrellas, and benches on Great Island. Monica?
Okay, so at our April 23rd meeting, the Great Island Advisory Committee discussed the request for additional seating and gathering options on the property. And after reviewing and discussing, the committee voted unanimously to recommend to the Board of Selectmen that they approve these additions. The goal is to provide some places for people to sit while they're on the island. And, it is a 1.5 mile walk from the entry if you do the bridle path. So just a chance for people to catch their breath. And I submitted an application, which you saw in your packet, and the Planning and Zoning will be reviewing this at their May 13th meeting. So I hope Board of Selectmen will support this.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I've seen multiple people out on the island and been asked a couple of times, was there any place to sit? And there's just, unless you're on the wall that's right there, just as you go up to the carriage house, we don't want
sit on the
that.
walls.
You're not supposed to do that. There's literally no place to sit except on the ground. So I think this is a great idea. I'm very supportive. Questions for Monica about this? Okay. Could I get a motion to approve the placement of tables, chairs, umbrellas, and benches on Great Island as proposed? Monica moves, Sarah seconds, all in favor? Okay. Got a couple of appointments tonight. First one is to reappoint a member to the Environmental Protection Commission. Could I get a motion to reappoint Carolyn Bane to the Environmental Protection Commission for a term expiring June 30th, 2027? Mike moves, Marcy seconds, all in favor? Okay. Just a particular shout out to Carolyn. She's been a stalwart for a lot of different things over time, but many of them particularly environmentally focused, and I've had a chance to spend time with her recently on some of these matters. She's competent, focused, and just a great citizen for things like this, so I'm appreciative of the work she does. Next one is an important one. This is reappointment of Town Council. Do you care to say a couple words about that, Mike?
Yes, so over the past several months, we've been taking a look at our esteemed council, Curtis Brinckerhoff and Barrett, and evaluating their work and talking to people within town government in terms of the firm's abilities to deliver services. And after doing a review and meeting, speaking with Wayne, we're happy to recommend that we retain them for another term ending in February of 2027. Their work has been terrific. They're responsive, and we look forward to continuing our relationship with them.
Yeah, I would second that assessment, and I would just add to it my personal thanks to Mike, who took this very seriously. I mean, he interviewed multiple people, spent time with them, looked at their billings. I mean, this was a very careful analysis, and he's got a big day job, and I just really appreciate that, Mike. That was fantastic. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Other comments for this appointment?
No, just fully support it.
Yeah, I agree.
Great team.
No, I agree. Okay, could I get a motion, please, to reappoint the law firm of Curtis Brinckerhoff and Barrett as town council for a term expiring on February 28th, 2027? Mike moves, Monica seconds, all in favor? Okay. Thank you, and thank you to everybody at Curtis Brinckerhoff. Okay, we've got a couple of sets of minutes to approve. I have read through them. There were one missing word in the April 21st minutes under, actually, board liaison reports. Last sentence, she also mentioned that the next QPR training will be in May, and that the DHS Out of Darkness walks will be on April 27th. There's an errant period before the words reappointment of town council and number 3 appointments on the second page. I'll give these to you. So
Okay.
That's all I saw. Anything else on minutes? Okay, could I get a motion to approve the April 21st minutes as amended and the April 22nd minutes as presented? Okay, Marcy moves, Mike seconds, all in favor? Okay. So I've got all of that. Okay, flood update is coming. I'm going to talk to Ed and just have him come because I've not been able to do that video, but I want to make sure that you all have a chance to hear not just about salt bugs, but about the Tilley Pond and Bailey project, which is less well developed. We'll go through some developments on that, and I'll see about getting Ed at the next meeting to go through all of that. Is there anything that anybody would like to add to agenda review? No, not this time.
You know, actually, as we're getting near the completion of the Noroton project, perhaps an update on that progress and anything going on with relation to the anticipated traffic that is going to be...
the Darien Crossing.
Right.
Oh, sure, okay. Noroton Heights development update.
Good one, Mike.
Jeremy will be back next week, and I will set that up. That's a great idea, actually. Anything else for agenda review? Okay, Jennifer, anything else from you?
No.
Okay. Upcoming meetings where we will have Board of Selectmen on May 19th. That will be a Zoom meeting. And then Board of Selectmen on Monday, June 2nd will also be a Zoom meeting, unless we need to meet in person. I propose that we do our summer meetings, so June, July, August would all be by Zoom. I will, unless I'm out of town, I will do them from my office if someone needs to be in the office or come by in person, but that would help with anybody who's going to be on vacation, that type of thing. So that's that. I think that is it for today. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Sarah moves. Monica seconds. All in favor? We stand adjourned. Thank you.